recognized that Donald Trump wasn't that bright early in life. I can remember when I was about 10 years old, he tried to come up with the USFL. And I literally can remember as a kid saying, this is a stupid idea. He had advisors that told him to keep it in the spring, which was cool because, nobody was really, the NFL was over with. So if you ain't had nothing else to do, you'll watch them little corny teams, little off-brand teams. But this moron insisted on going head-to-head with the NFL and offering players larger contracts than the NFL was offering at that time. That's when I knew at 10, I was like, man, this guy is not that bright. But he's one of those people who, because of his white privilege, he's always thought that he was smarter than he was. It reminds me of a line from the movie Blow, where he says, my ambition far exceeded my talent. That's Donald Trump. It's just like when I was little, people used to hype me up. I thought I could dance because people would hype me up, go to dance contests. I really thought I was doing something until I got older and realized that people were sizing me up. And I really couldn't dance. That's kind of how he is. He thinks he's smart because people were always giving him everything his whole life. He inherited New York real estate. It's almost impossible to not make money with New York real estate if you got in early. So that doesn't mean that you're a genius because you inherited some money. If anything, he's had more failures than success. I mean, you look at Trump Airline, Trump Mortgage Company, Trump University. All this stuff flopped. And his business model is the same as it's always been. He just files bankruptcy and don't pay nobody. I mean, anybody can do that. That's almost like a Ponzi scheme. If I start a huge business, right, and I collect money and I don't pay anybody, then I walk away with some money. That doesn't mean I'm a successful businessman. And even other billionaires have commented on how Trump doesn't really own a lot of the businesses he puts his name on. And it makes sense, because if you file bankruptcy 3 or 4 times, people have to come in and bail you out. Now, those people might let you keep your name on the building. It's just like when I worked for a company. I don't even want to name the company. I worked for a company. They owned other companies, but they would buy the companies out, but they would let those companies keep their name on there. So people think that they have a choice, but it's really a monopoly. But I also knew Trump was a racist at an early age, because I can remember watching the show and he was on there being interviewed, and him and the host were kind of dog whistling with each other, because every time they would bring up a prominent black person and ask, could that person date his daughter, hypothetically, Trump would always shoot him down. And these wasn't no bums. He was successful, like Michael Jordan. I mean, big time successful businessmen and stuff, and he would always shoot him down. But whenever the host would bring up a white boy, he'd be like, oh yeah, he's a great guy. I welcome him into the family. So they didn't, even as a youngster, I was like, hold up, this guy's, he's letting you know that he's a racist. And he's letting you know also, not on purpose, but he's letting you know he's not that bright going up against the NFL. Like, just think about it. Who's gonna watch the Houston Gamblers and the New Jersey Generals if the Cowboys and the Redskins are on? Nobody watching. And I always thought, how is he gonna pay the players? And just like I thought, the answer is he wasn't gonna pay the players. Those players had those big contracts. They never got paid. He filed for bankruptcy, like he always does. Those players had to go to the NFL and then start from the bottom all over again. So I really have to look at the American public at fault, not Donald Trump. Donald Trump has always been the same person, but it's almost unbelievable that people put so much value on the fact that they are racist and he was racist. That's all they voted on. He hates blacks, I hate blacks. All right, we're gonna roll with him. At least he hates blacks and I hate blacks. He wants to kick out Mexicans, I want to kick out Mexicans. So that's my guy. They didn't vote. He has no credentials. He has no credentials. Most politicians are lawyers. They've held some type of public office. He has none of that. He has no experience. So if you hire somebody with no experience, no credentials, you can't get mad at them for doing a terrible job. He's the same moron he was in the 80s. Like he just said recently, or he's been saying the whole time, the virus will just disappear. He said some of the most asinine stuff. I almost can't even believe it's real. He said some of the most asinine stuff I ever heard. He said the virus will just disappear. When doctors and scientists were saying, we don't really know how the warm weather will affect this virus yet. Donald Trump said, oh, the warm weather, it'll just go away. He just says shit. He don't have any factual, no type of factual evidence. He just says shit. And his base, they're so racist, they're gonna roll with him just based off that. And that's the problem with this racism. Everybody loses because you don't have the most qualified person. There's so many people in positions that they're not qualified for. And that's very dangerous. And that's what's going on with Trump right now. And hey, the racist people who voted for him and the few coons who voted for him, you can only blame yourself. You know? I mean, this is what you get, man. You got a president that's a moron, and we're the laughing stock of the world right now. But he's just going to keep on pissing on your leg and telling you it's rain.